Hey, and welcome back to the Emlyn in the Mix show, season 4, episode 26. As I scramble to look at the episode number, yeah, we are flying through the year here. I've got a great product to show you here today. Is this the sequencer of your dreams? Is this the sequencer that your DAW needs? It is, of course, Catalyst by Toneworks. I'll have a link down below, full disclosure, affiliate link down below if you want to get this today, because after you watch this demo, you may definitely want to do so. And thank you so much for joining me. For those of you who are new, what is this show about? Is of course about music technology, software and hardware, music gear, if you love that sort of thing. In fact, I'm going to put it out there. I dare say that if you like those things to do with music studio, music technology, recording gear, all of that, then you should just hit subscribe right now, because you're going to love this channel. We cover it all here, all the latest gear. And without further ado, I think we just get into the housekeeping for today's show, and then we get stuck into this amazing product. I'll have a timeline down below if you want to skip ahead to some of the different categories that we look at today in terms of this plugin. But let's jump over quickly to our sponsor. Big shout out to our sponsor. Now, if you want to become a piano pro in just as little as 21 days, then sign up for the free masterclass, link down below. This is our sponsor here. It is, of course, the Ridley Academy free online masterclass, how to play piano in 21 days and reach a pro level fast with the Ridley method. Yes, there is a secret little method there. Click that link down below to watch and register for the free masterclass. And who knows, maybe you'll be a piano pro before I become one, because I'm planning to do this as well. Ridley Academy, thank you. Shout out to our sponsor today. Click that link below if you want to become a piano pro. Now, moving along just to some quick other housekeeping, is the Summer of Sound sale is still going on over at Native Instruments. Now, you don't want to miss this. Native Instruments, huge supporter of the channel here. They have 50% off of pretty much, I think it's all their products except for some of the brand new lines. Native Instruments gone a little bit quiet on the product releases at the moment. That's because they're gearing up for some brand new gear that's going to be coming out really soon, and you want to get into their environment. If you want to get into their environment, I should probably say. For example, complete 14 bundles are 50% off at the moment. If you get in now, when they do have the brand new release, you're going to have a cheaper upgrade path. So my recommendation is, if you've been eyeing off Native Instruments, definitely want to click that link below. Take advantage of the Summer of Sound sale. I think it ends pretty damn soon. I know it's still going, definitely going for at least another week or so, but don't quote me on that. Definitely, if you're watching the show, as soon as it drops and you're interested in Native Instruments Summer of Sound deals, check it out. I mean, it's all here, 50% off Tractor. And it looks like even they got some hardware here. Don't quote me on that, but damn. And even Isotope, they're a part of the family now. 50% off all of Isotope's mixing and mastering tools. Insanity, absolute insanity. All right, let's jump over to our feature product for the show today. And it is, of course, Catalyst. And what is Catalyst? It is basically a sequencing powerhouse, and I'm going to show you today on the show just how interesting and cool it is. So it's designed for those times when you are stuck in a rut and need to kickstart your creative flow. So create classical and modern synth patterns that always fit the key of your song, host synth plugins within Catalyst, and automate parameters with dedicated step sequences, and discover a wealth of musical ideas that never would have surfaced in the piano roll of your DAW. Now, that is absolutely true. I know that there are other sequencer type plugins on the market, but this one, I feel, once you get the hang of it, it definitely has a few extra bells and whistles up its sleeve, which I'll try and show you here on the show. All right, there is a video there you can check out on the website, of course, after you watch this show if you want to get a little bit deeper on this, but hopefully I can cover everything that video does today. So no wrong notes. Catalyst will only ever play notes and chords in the key you choose. That's right, you choose the key, you choose the chord progression, and Catalyst will do the rest. So experiment freely and use the built-in randomization function. Knowing what you create will never sound out of place. And you set the key in Catalyst by choosing a root note and scale. Changing the root note will transpose your pattern up or down, and changing the scale will alter the intervals between notes in the pattern. And there is no need to know music theory when you use Catalyst. No matter what you do, the results are guaranteed to be musical. So it's a lot of fun if you want to just do the one finger playing. Perfect for those also who wanting to use this to play live, and perhaps the band or whatever, whoever they're playing live with, or the track or whatever, if you know the key and the scale, you can just set it and forget in Catalyst, which is really nice. And it's a one finger affair as you smash your synthesizer, whatever you're doing on stage. I mean, that could be a scenario for sure. So it's got a step sequencer on board. Catalyst features a monophonic step sequencer that allows you to create patterns with up to 32 steps. Each step has individual pitch, velocity, and gate time controls. I'm not going to read the whole bits features back here. I'm just going to give you the quick overview. We're just going to jump into it because this is a lot of fun. It's got a harmonizer on board. The notes generated by the step sequencer feed into the harmonizer module, which creates full chords from single notes. And you got the arpeggiator. Chord generated by the harmonizer are fed into the arpeggiator module, which in turn creates single note patterns from chords. So yeah, a lot of fun. Again, if you sign up for the Ridley Academy, who is our sponsor today, you could get all the actual musical theory, right? You become a musical genius. And then when you come over to Catalyst, it's going to make more sense. All of these things I'm saying are going to make more sense. All right, I digress. Let's go over to Catalyst. Here we are. I've got it in Ableton Live, and this is just how it opens up default. So I'm going to try and explain what we're doing here, and I'll navigate around. But basically at the top, you've got your interactive block diagram, which sort of shows you the flow in which everything is going. Now, I've reached out to the developers of Catalyst. There isn't any presets as yet. That's because Catalyst relies on third-party plugins, such as your own synthesizer, soft synths, to actually generate sound. But once, I think in an update, they're going to have presets and have their own sound module on board, which will include presets for the sequencer and so forth. But I'll try and show you how the sequencer works here today. So we want to get some sound into here. So we're going to click on Synth plugin, and then we go through and we can choose. I absolutely love FabFilter's Twin 3. It's just a beautiful sounding soft synth. And I did do a video on this if you want to check that out at some stage, but here it is here, the Twin 3 by FabFilter. Amazing. Even the default is amazing, but it's going to sound pretty boring because we haven't really got much going on. I'll play some notes back here for you. Actually pull out my keys so I can see what I'm actually playing. And we'll make sure we're on the right MIDI channel. Here we go. There we go. All right, so that is the Twin 3, nothing happening on there at all. So let's jump over to our sequencer. So here is our sequencer module here. And to get the sequencer going, we literally, all we have to do is press play, make sure the sequencer is on, of course, which it is. And you're gonna hear the sequencer. I haven't really done any variation, so it should just be like a little bleep. So it's got 8 steps. It's hitting it on every first step. Now this is where we can have fun. So we can turn on parts of the other 8 steps. So down below here, in fact, you could make a little rhythm like this. So I'm not even pressing any keys at the moment, and I'm gonna show you how this works really nicely indeed. And I'm just gonna turn off my backup drive here because it's bubbling along in the background. All right, cool. So let's add some pitch. Now you can do random pitch by pressing the dice, and it's going to make some varying pitch notes here. You just want to click through until you find something that kind of looks cool. Now, keeping in mind, actually, the other thing I forgot to mention is up in the top right here, you have your key and your chord scale. So we've got it in minor at the moment. Actually, like for this video, I'm going to do Dorian. I don't know why. I just love the sound of the scale. Sounds amazing. And we're in the key of A. So now we've got basically whatever we select pitch here, and it doesn't matter if you do random, it's going to stay in this scale, so it's always going to sound good. And you know, I can do it, draw it in myself, and anyway, or we can hit random, play it back, and see if we can find something we like here. So it's in scale, you can't go wrong. And we can even change the pattern a bit. All right, so we got our velocity as well, which we can randomize just to give it a bit more humanization, and then our gate time. And actually, if we pull the gate right up to the top, it actually ties to the next note. All right, so sounding pretty like 80s sort of sounding. super simple. We've got our octave range as well. So find an octave range that suits, and then you've got your rate as well. We can slow it down or have it fast. And we've also got our direction over here. In which direction is it going to go? So we can do reverse, for example. Or we can do ping pong. All right, and then this is where it gets interesting. So this part here, so we can actually copy these 8 steps here. And then we've got our pattern number up here, right? So now we're in pattern 2, and I can actually just paste them here, right? And now this is where you can have fun. So say we're happy with that sequence, right? And we want to just alter these last 3 notes to just vary it up a bit. So we can do it on all of them, velocity and gate, and I might even just on this pattern. Does that work? Yeah. So on this pattern, I've got step 6 actually turned back on. So now if I go, and then you can play with the black keys, right, while the sequencer is on, and that will actually go through the patterns. So we're in pattern 1, and I'll go back to pattern 2. All right, now this is where it gets really interesting, is I can also play with the keys. Now the keys are going to stay in the scale. So if I play with the white keys, that's going to change the different key that the scale's playing in, and then I'll vary the patterns at the same time. Anyway, you can see it's a lot of fun for just like a live performance affair. So I've barely scratched the surface here. I just wanted to quickly show you how the sequencer works. You can, of course, add steps, so you can have up to 32 steps per sequence, per pattern, and you can really stretch your patterns right out, and you can have up to 5 patterns there. Like we could literally just keep making patterns here. So even, I didn't know you could do that. So I can even change the steps per pattern as well. So on our second pattern here, we've only got 4 steps. How does that sound? That's interesting. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. You can set up all your patterns and really vary up your sequence. Very nice little trick indeed. So next, let's show you, this is where you can start really messing around with this. So now we'll go over to the arpeggiator, and on top of our sequence, we can add an arpeggiator, which is really interesting. So you can turn chord memory off, which means when I play my keys, it should go to the key that I'm playing for the arpeggiator, or you can leave it on. I'll show you that in a sec, just so you can hear it. So we've got it on. Let's have a listen to it with its chord memory on. We turn it off here so you can hear the difference. And we can do the repeater here as well. Let's pull this down an octave. See, it sort of repeats those notes as well, which is really nice. We can, of course, change the rate of the arpeggiator. So super interesting playing with the sequencer and the arpeggiator. Keep it on 16ths, and then you can also change the direction here as well. We can also add swing, which is going to give us that humanized. So we can really humanize it up. Okay, so now we've got Arpeggiator and a sequencer going as well. Now, let me just quickly show you, if we get out of turn the sequencer off for a second, right? And we just got our Arpeggiator. All right, cool. So we've got our Arpeggiator. Now, let me show you the Harmoniser, and I'm going to show you it all in effect. It sounds incredible. So the Harmoniser is where things start getting really interesting. So here we've got a Harmoniser. So 1 finger chords, all in the scale of Dorian, key A. You got voicing, do a drop 2. Just adds a bit of depth to it, drop 3. And of course you can mix drops 2 and 3, or drops 2 and 4. For the sake of this video, I like drop 3. Add density. This is where the FabFilter synth comes alive. Listen to all those voices, and you can have density up to like 9 keys, which is insane. You can even make sevenths, minors or chords, sorry. Not minors, Dorian, because we're in Dorian scale. And you can change the intervals as well, inversion, sorry. So first inversion. So you could, maybe even that we could put on a first. What about second? Wow, so you can go. All right, so we've got a pretty insane sounding chord structure going on there. Let's turn on our Arpeggiator, and we're gonna hit play to get it play back. Turn chord memory on. Got it on reverse. Change the gate time. We can change the way it goes. Goes down or up. Randomize it. I like up. Let's introduce the sequencer. Here we go. We've got it in ping pong. Or you can just turn them off. Go back to this mad harmonizer. Now, another interesting thing we can do, so we can go back. Let's change our sound from default sound. So we have such a good sounding synth here. That is the key to the foundation. I mean, FabFilter Twin 3 sounds amazing. I think I've been calling it FabFilter 2, but this is the Twin 3. It's the latest one. Back to Harmoniser. How good does it sound? Decrease our density. And of course we can change our scales to We're gonna have all different scales, Lydian. They're all here. Just love this Dorian one. I think it sounds amazing. It reminds me of Korg. A lot of the Korg default chord scales they use is Dorian, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, but definitely sounds like Korg chord scales to me. Keep the swing up high. I really like what we got there, okay? Let's mix up our little pattern here. I'm just playing this all live. So you can see you have a heap of fun here. Basically mixing between your sequencer, your arpeggiator, and just coming up with gives you nice new ideas which should inspire you to create something new. That's definitely doing that for me. Okay, so the last thing that I haven't shown you here in the interactive block diagram, which is a very interesting one by the way, is you can actually alter the parameters on your soft synth that you've got. So here, you can have up to 3, I believe at the moment. That looks like all you can have. So we go to synth plugin, for example, and you just select these, see where it says no mapping. So I guess that's the only thing with the Twin 3. There's a lot going on. We've got LFOs and all sorts of stuff, but let's see if we can affect something kind of major. Maybe we can turn that, oh no, hang on. Let's go back here again. Let's have it on this guy. So chorus amount, awesome. And chorus is on. So that means that parameter A is gonna play with the chorus. What else can we play with here? There's so much going on in this guy. Maybe oscillator 3's level can be affected by B. We'll try this. I don't know how this is gonna sound. I didn't rehearse this or anything before the show today. Is that actually gonna work? Yeah, there we go. And maybe this one can do reverb. Okay, so we just got a bunch of effects on our parameters, basically an oscillator 3's level. So we go back here, we can turn these on. This is where things get super duper interesting. So these sort of act like a sequencer. Of course, you have to have your playback going inside your DAW to actually activate this. But let me just show you. So we can just do some random stuff. So this is the chorus amounts. It's going to sound trippy as. I got the sequencer off, don't I? Yeah, and then here is the last one's reverb amount, and middle one's oscillator 3. So let's see how this sounds. Might go, actually no, we'll keep it on this one. All right, back to parameters. So we press play. So you can hear it sequencing through those parameters like as a sequencer would. We could slow down some, we could have some going fast, and let's see how that sounds. Actually, I have this on the 16th. So you get some really trippy and interesting results. Actually, I want to go back to the default. Oh, that's working on the default. It sounds really good. So, and even have a look here at my soft synth. You can see oscillator 3. Can you see that's going bonkers? And you can also see reverb and chorus going up and down. And that's just from the sequencing done in the parameters here. Now check this out when we turn the arpeggiator back on. All right. I mean, it is a lot of fun, and I think I've just shown you the surface of what this thing is capable of. Like, all you have to do is sort of mess with it. It'll inspire you, have different interactive blocks going with each other. I'm calling interactive blocks because it's the diagram here, but have these different, like your Harmoniser, Arpeggiator, you can have them all on, you can have sequencer going. I mean, it can start sounding muddled up, but if you get it sounding just right, Like we could even the sequencer, you can turn the gate time down on these. I think this turns playback. I mean, there's a lot going on there. You've got the parameters, you've got the sequences. Come up with a nice scale here. I mean, you can have the density down. You've even got ninths, and you can actually include them together with your sevenths, or you can have them all on. Just a really amazing and interesting sounding instrument. Of course, not an instrument in itself, but an effect which you can plug the instrument into. It really is a sequencing powerhouse and definitely worth checking out. Link is going to be down below. I think this is going to be a shorter show than usual, but I think I've shown you everything I can with this instrument, and it sounds freaking amazing. I love it. I love adding it. I know there was I can't remember the other software company that made something similar like this, but it definitely didn't have this much level of depth and you know, being able to get in the back end so much of the arpeggiator and the sequencer and just having it all there. I really love this, especially for inspiration and creativity. It is a wonderful plugin. Check out Toneworks Catalyst, affiliate link down below. Click that link if you want to get it. And there's a sale on right now. I think it's probably started by the time this video is up. So definitely click that link down below if you want to do yourself a favor, support the channel, and get yourself this amazing effect. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. Shout out to our sponsor today, Ridley Academy. If you want to become a piano pro, you can click that link down below as well. Huge supporter of the channel. Don't forget the Summer of Sound Native Instruments sale is still going right now, unless you're watching this video. Oh, there we go. It's right in front of me. 7 days to go. Unless you're watching this video sometime in the future, I do apologize about this sale because it's probably over right now. But if you're one of my simps out there, is that the word? You're one of the people, it's like Emlyn Mix Show has dropped. Boom, I'm watching that. I'm getting that information. And you would know you're all over this. 7 days to go. All right, guys, and tell me what you thought in the comments down below. What do you think of Catalyst? Do you think this is an easy, I mean, once you get the hang of it, it's pretty cool. It's pretty dope, and you can have a lot of fun and inspiration. Tell me what you thought in the comment section down below. I'll be back next week with something brand new and amazing, of course. There's a lot of stuff happening here in the pipeline, and I'll get them videos to you. All right, till then, guys, peace out. Boom. Hey, thanks for listening to the Emlyn in the Mix podcast. Here you will find all the latest in music technology, software and hardware, interviews and more. Also, don't forget to check out the Emlyn in the Mix YouTube channel today. Till next time, keep it real.